Hi, today I have for you just kind of a juicy stretch. So, this is perfect on a recovery day if you're feeling very sore, if you did a hard workout and you have some extra time to stretch, this will be perfect. So, we're just kind of going to hit every major muscle group here. So, just take a second to relax here. This is not going to be strenuous in any way, and I'm going to show you plenty of options along the way if you are super tight today. So, to start, we're going to take a straddle. So we're going to take those legs nice and wide, slightly pointing those toes out. We want to lift up so that we have our tailbone really rooted down to the mat here. Going to lift the arms all the way up to the sky and go straight forward here. So wherever you land is where I want you to stay. So if you need to be closer in here, up on those palms, that's fine. If you need to take a little bend in those knees, that's fine too. Right, so we are going to hold these stretches for probably a little bit longer than is completely comfortable, but that's the point. So we want to kind of work on that mobility and flexibility here. So we're going to hold for a little bit. So just try to relax here. Like I said, wherever you land is fine. Maybe you're down on the elbows here. Maybe you need to keep a little bit of lift. That's fine. So relax here. I'm going to invite you to focus on that breath a little bit. I know this isn't technically a yoga class, and we typically think breath and yoga together, but we also think of it in Pilates as well. So let's just kind of be mindful of the breath today. Good. Couple more breaths here. And let's slowly start to walk those fingertips back in close to the body. We're going to take a little hinge to the right side here. So arms come up overhead and we're going to stretch over to our right, reaching towards that toe. If this is a little too much for our arm, we can take it down to the mat here, still reaching towards that toe. This will just give us a little deeper stretch through that side body. A little bit more here. Try to relax into it. Good. Come back through center here. We'll take it to the other side. So reach up and over towards those toes again. And you might notice on me or maybe on yourself that one side might be tighter than the other. That's okay. That's to be expected. Just work with where you're at today. I used to kind of hate stretching, and I kind of just found a way to relax into it. So again, it's a practice, right? It doesn't always have to be serious all the time. Try to relax your mind and your body into these stretches. Good. Hold for one more cycle of breath. Big inhale. And exhale. Good. Slowly lift up here. So now we're going to take the feet forward, bend our knees. We're going to take our hands behind us and slightly out to the side. So we're kind of rolling back, almost like we're sunning ourselves on the beach here. We're going to cross our right leg over our left, really opening up through that knee here. Okay, and we're going to take a little step in with the leg for a little deeper glute stretch here. So kind of play here with pointing and flexing that foot. You should feel a little bit of a difference between how those feel. Whichever one feels best for you is what I'd like you to stick with. For me, it feels better if I flex my foot a little bit, so that's where I'm going to stay. Good. Continue to open up through that knee here. And if it's a little too intense to have that heel in close, just take it a little further away. Good. Hold here, keeping that chest lifted. Your Ariel, sunning yourself on the rocks. Little Mermaid. A couple more seconds here. Good. And go ahead and release. Come on up here and we'll switch legs. So left leg crosses over the right here. Flex that foot. Pull the opposite heel in. Lift the chest. Open up through that knee. Good. And again, play with what feels good here. Maybe we point and flex. Maybe we stay with just that flex or the point. Whatever feels better here. For me, it happens to be that flexed foot. Good. Keep the chest lifted. We're not collapsing here. Couple more breaths. Big inhale. Big exhale. Good. Remember, we're relaxing here. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, push up onto those hands. We're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees open wide here. So we can stay nice and lifted, nice and high here, holding on to the toes. Or maybe we hinge forward from the hips, elbows going nice and wide, forehead towards the toes. So again, finding that perfect spot for you where you feel challenged, but you're not overdoing it. Good. Relax your mind here. Good. Sink a little bit further as you can. A couple more breaths. Good. Slowly come on up, and we're going to flip over onto our back here. So swing it around, bring it all the way down here. Legs come out long, and then we're going to pull our right knee into our chest here. You can take a little circle with that foot, one way, and then other. Good. And then from here, we're going to extend that leg towards the sky. So grabbing onto maybe the back of our thigh, maybe we keep a little bend, that feels better for us. Or maybe we straighten a little bit more, holding onto that chin, pointing the toe towards the sky. Relaxing those shoulder blades down onto the mat here. And if we need a little bit more support, we can bend our opposite leg here. Good. 2 more big breaths here. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time. Big inhale. As we exhale here, we're going to bend our knee and bring it across our body, looking over our right shoulder. Now, you can kind of keep both shoulder blades down here if you'd like. For me, I like to extend it a little bit more, which most people will say is not the full expression of the movement, but this feels good on my hips here, and I don't quite have the shoulder flexibility to keep both down. So you can kind of keep both shoulders down, don't bring the knee over as far, or bring the knee over as far as you want, lifting the shoulder, up to you. Good, relax into it here, a couple more breaths. Good, and slowly guide that knee back to where we just were at, and release it down long in front of you. We're going to take it onto the other side now. So left knee pulls into our chest. You have to squeeze here. Start to circle that foot one direction, and then the other. Maybe you're snap, crackle, and popping like me. Good, and then from here, lengthen through that leg. Find that comfortable spot to hold, pointing the toe towards the sky, feeling a nice long stretch through that hamstring. Relaxing the shoulder blades down here. Good, couple more breaths. Good, one more time here, big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to bend that knee and guide it across to the right side of our body. We turn to look over that left shoulder here. Good. Focus on that breathing here. Relax into it. Good. One more big breath. Big inhale. Big exhale. Good. Come onto your back here. Take a bend in both knees. Then we're going to lift the knees off the mat here. We're going to grab onto the inside of our feet and take it into a happy baby. So relax that neck down to the mat. Feet flex up towards the sky, and your elbows should be near your knees here. Relax and keeping that back flat to the mat. It should feel good on those hips, but if for some reason it doesn't, maybe we do one leg at a time. Good. Opening up through those hips here. We can take an additional little stretch to the side if we want. Make this your own. So I'm just giving you suggestions, but of course do what feels right for your body. Good. 2 more big breaths wherever you're at here. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time. Big inhale. Big exhale. Good. Bottoms of the feet together here, and we release the legs down. Arms come overhead here. A little bit more. Kind of shift those hips. Really relax down into the mat here. If this is a little much on the shoulders, we can always keep the arms to the side. Good. One more big breath. Good. From here, close the knees like a book. We're going to take our legs long. We're going to come into a roll up here, into a pike stretch. So if you need to bend those knees, feel free. We're going to reach up through those fingertips. Slow and controlled, and then hinge forward, reaching towards those toes. Releasing the back here. Good, and if it feels better for you to bend the knees and hold on to maybe the toes or the bottom of the foot, it's totally okay. A couple more breaths. Try to make that hinge come from the hips here, not so much the chest. One more time, big inhale, big exhale. Good. Now from here, we're going to kind of flip it around onto our belly. So whatever is kind of your favorite way to get there, feel free. I'm going to kind of cross my knees and then come on through. So roll all the way over onto the belly. And then we're going to take our elbows in close here. Hands right an inch or 2 in front of that shoulder. We're going to push up through the palms into a cobra here. So maybe this is your cobra, right? Maybe this is where your back feels good, your abs feel lengthened, feeling a nice stretch here. Or maybe you take it a little bit higher or a little bit higher. Wherever is comfortable for you is where I'd like you to be. Good, and then go ahead and release. We're going to turn that into a little flow. So we're going to inhale and push up, exhale and release back down. Here we go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 2 more times here. Toes are down. Big inhale. Pushing through that palm and release. One more time. 1 big inhale. And exhale, release. Good. From here, we're going to grab onto that right foot. So the other hand will come down here. We can release the head. So pulling those toes in towards the butt. Relaxing. Should feel a nice stretch through that quad. Go ahead and release that foot, and we'll change to the other side. Again, focusing on that breath here. Good. Go ahead and release. Now we're going to push up through the palms and take it into an extended child's pose here. So knees open, nice and wide. Toes together. Shoot those hips back. Reach long in front of you. Relax here. Opening up through the shoulders, sinking low into the hips. Good. And from here, walk those hands back so they're just a couple of inches in front of your knees. So from here, we're going to walk our right leg outside our right hand and our left leg outside our left hand. So we're going to walk up, keeping those hips nice and low. So we have a couple options here. If we're comfortable in a yogi squat or a goddess kind of squat position here, we can push those elbows against the knees and stay here. Okay, if this isn't comfortable for us, we can come up a little bit higher. So we're kind of in we'll take the knees wider, and we're kind of in like a plie squat position. Okay, so whatever feels better on those hips for you. Good, couple more seconds here. We won't stay here for too long. This feels a little bit more like work than a stretch, right? One more big inhale. And exhale. Good, now no matter where you're at, I'd like you to hinge forward from those hips. Fingertips going down towards the mat. Good, and now you're going to take a little bend in the knees, dropping the hips, and straightening through the legs. A couple more rounds of those. So we'll drop the hips, and lengthen through the legs. So you control this range of motion here. You're doing whatever feels best for you. Again, this should feel a little bit challenging, but it should also feel good in that weird, painful way that stretching does. 2 more times. Drop the hips and lengthen up. 1 more time. Drop the hips and come on up. Good. All right, from here, we're going to come into a plank position. So wherever's best for you to do, I'm going to walk my hands forward, then step the feet in, coming into a plank. And from here, we're going to drop to the knees and just take another quick child's pose. Knees together this time. Good. Come up to a tabletop position here. And then we're going to shoot the hips up high, downward facing dog. Good. Stretching those heels back towards the mat. Lengthening through the shoulders here. Tucking that belly button into spine. Good. Lift that right leg up high here. We're going to bend at the knee and take a big opening here. Big, big stretch. And release. Same thing other side. Lift that left leg up high. Bend at the knee. Big stretch, big opening. And release. Good. From here, we're going to tuck our right knee in towards our chest. Bring it in so that knee's right behind our right hand. That's the word I'm looking for, hand. Sit up nice and tall here. We have a pigeon, a high pigeon. Good. And from here, I just want you to take your hands a little bit further in front here. We're just going to take a little rock around. Just drawing a little circle with our torso here around that front leg. Good. 1 more time. Good. Now let's take it back to that down dog. This right leg's going to come up behind us. Good. And go ahead, switch the leg. Leg comes down, left leg comes up high. Tuck that knee into your chest. Now left knee behind left hand. Sink back into those hips. Walk the fingertips in front here. We'll draw that little circle with our torso. So it should feel like you're getting deeper into that hip as you circle here. Good. 2 more circles. Last one. Good. All right, from here, we're going to take that knee back up again to that down dog. And bring that leg down. Drop to the knees here. And we're going to come onto our butt. Take a little sit here. We're going to take our right arm across our chest here. Good. So squeezing just right behind that elbow. And go ahead and release. Good. Same thing other side. Arm across the chest. Give it a little squeeze. and release. Good. Right arm comes up overhead, left palm to the mat here. Reach, big side body stretch here. This elbow is coming all the way down to the mat if it can. So you start to lift just slightly up through this hip. Good, and take it to the other side, same thing. Up and around. Good, let's do one more each side here. A little bit quicker this time. We'll stretch up and over. And take it to the other side. Good. All right, last thing here. We're going to come onto our left hip. So both of our legs are both of our legs are to the right, is what I mean to say. We're going to come all the way down onto our forearm here, and we're just going to take a big stretch through the side body here. And if it feels good to you, you can come up into kind of a staggered side plank here. We really just kind of want to take a little stretch here. Good, so we can be here, or we're just stretching here. Good, I'll take it around. Same thing other side. So stacking the legs. And we're lifting here. Or taking a little staggered side plank, lifting here. Good, go ahead, release the hips down. Back to that sitting position. Intertwine those hands, push away. Big inhale comes all the way up. And exhale, lower. Awesome job today. Hopefully you feel nice and lengthened. Have a wonderful day.